morning. Today we are exploring Copenhagen. It's a neighbouring city. Tivoli is one of the major attractions in Copenhagen. It's an old amusement park, mostly for kids. Today it's closed. It will open again during the spring. We have visited Tivoli many times as children, and I can tell you one thing for sure. It's so much fun. The original Danish. We have to try one of these before we leave.
We're only going to spend a couple of hours here in Copenhagen, and we're going to try to make the most of it. The sites are scattered throughout the city, so we are probably not going to make all of the major sites, but we will do our best. We're actually on one of the major tourist attractions right now, and that is the main pedestrian street.
Strøget.
But it's actually not a very fun experience unless you are shopping, but it's on the way to where we are heading. This has to be one of the most scenic spots in Copenhagen. It's a really pretty place.
It's a place where you can hygge dig. It means just hang out, have a great meal, something good to drink, enjoy the sun.
There's tons and tons of restaurants here. All these houses are so tiny and so colorful that it's almost like it's a front, like it's not real. It's like a studio setting in Hollywood.
But it is real, and it has been here since the middle of the 7th century.
7th century?
17th, I'm sorry. It's pretty old, but not that old.
Seems like wherever you go, you are really close to water all the time. It's kind of similar to Stockholm, which also has waterways running throughout the city.
Our Saviours Church, Frelsers Kirke. You can go up in the tower and have a magnificent view of Copenhagen. Let's check it out. The ticket is 65 Danish crowns. I think we will invest the money in something else, something like Danish.
In the same area as the church is a very unique place in Copenhagen, Christiania.
Safe haven for people with alternative lifestyles. Also, you can buy weed here.
And it's not entirely legal, I guess, but it's more like an agreement with officials that it's okay to sell and use weed in Christiania as long as you don't bring it outside.
They have bakeries and schools and workshops.
And there's over 1,000 people who are living in there. So it's kind of a country within a city. We're gonna go in there, but I'm not sure that we are allowed to film. This is the entrance, I guess. Those metallic flags with the 3 dots is the flag of Christiania.
You're not allowed to film in there, but we went in and we walked down the Pusher Street, and you can really smell the jazz cigarettes. This is the outskirts of the community. A lot of nice art and kind of a cool vibe to it. Strange place. There are tourists in there and the inhabitants in a strange mix.
Well, we're just outside Christiania. I really like the sign. It's really funny that you're now entering the EU. And it's a really distinct border. You can really feel when you are exiting Christiania that you're moving into a city. This is the 3rd time we stop to look at Danish, so I think we're gonna have to buy one really soon.
In this castle, Christiansborg is where the Danish Parliament is having their offices. The Rand Tower is one of the most famous buildings in Copenhagen. It was built in the middle of the 17th century. It was an observatory. Today it's just in a building. It has no stairs inside, it's just flat ground, all the way up to the top.
We've been walking around for 2 hours. It's 12 o'clock and it's time to find some lunch. And this is where we're gonna have lunch. And I would say it's 50-50 that we will get a table here. It's this huge place where they have all these tiny booths where vendors sell different types of foods. So there should be a lot to choose from. And we're gonna try to find something vegetarian, of course, but also very Danish. So let's see what we can find.
So this is what we are looking for. Smørrebröd.
It's a really long line, but luckily for me, Sandra volunteered to stand in it. And here she comes, fully loaded. Smorrebrod is basically rye bread, really thick and dense rye bread with different toppings on it. But being a vegetarian, we don't have that much to choose from. We only have one dish that's vegetarian, that's the potato one. That's one that we're going to try. And we're kind of cheating today, so we ordered a shrimp and egg smørrebrød as well.
I don't want to mess this up. It's like a piece of art. It's delicious.
The bread is so savory, it's delicious. So let's finish up lunch and then do something else in the afternoon. When I googled Copenhagen yesterday to see what we could do here when we're in the city, most people recommend the major sites. But there was also this odd cafe or bar. We both like board games, cafes, and we visit them whenever we get a chance when we're traveling. And this place that we're going to, it's not a board game cafe, but it's quite similar. And here it is. Are you as excited as I am?
Yeah!
So this is not a board game cafe, it's a vintage video game cafe.
Let's play. Okay, so how does this work? Well, you buy a card in the bar. It costs 60 Danish crowns, 10 for the card, and 50 you can use. Use on the vintage pinball machines and the video games.
Let's try out the video games. And I see a Pac-Man. Let's have a competition.
Okay.
$3,470 points. Are you happy about your run?
No, of course not.
Not the most impressive score, but 5,520. Guess I'm the winner.
Just want to put on the record that I beat Håkan at my second attempt. It's easier when you figure out how the game works.
I'm so bad at this. I think Sandra is way better than me. That was a really cool place and we could easily have spent several hours in there. The place is called Bip Bip Bar. If you're in the neighborhood, make sure you visit it.
We'll put the link in the description. We spent half a day in Copenhagen. It's an international urban city with a really cool vibe. Still, you can walk around all the sites that we visit today in about just a half day. If you want to spend more time in Copenhagen, rent a bike and explore Copenhagen because it's such a nice city. That's it for today, this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, do it now. Thank you so much. See you!